Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dungeon Dive. And today we're just going to take a quick look at a couple of newer expansions for Zombicide Black Plague. Now both of these expansions, No Rest for the Wicked and Friends and Foes, are for Black Plague and or Green Horde. I do not have Green Horde. I did not back it. I tend to go kind of back and forth with my cool mini or not Kickstarters. I will back one every 3 years or so just because you get so much stuff, and I don't have the room for all of their giant Kickstarters, and I hardly ever see all the stuff you get. Like the last big one I did was Arcadia Quest Inferno, and I still haven't seen a fraction of what comes with that Kickstarter. At just the basic level, it's insane how much they give you. So I did do the Zombicide, the space one, Zombicide Infestation. I can't remember what it's called now. But anyways, and another thing I do a lot with Kickstarters is I back it and I forget it because I don't pay attention because I don't want to be worried about whether it's coming or not or whether it's late. So, pay my money, wait a couple years, and hopefully something arrives at my door. But I do like Zombicide Black Plague much better than the original Zombicide. I don't love the game, but I think that maybe with these two expansions, it might push me a little closer to loving the game. One thing I wish the game had was I wish it had just a little more of a narrative in the missions. I don't need a campaign. I do not need another campaign game, right? It's hard enough getting a game to the table one time a year, let alone 12 times a year. But I do wish that the missions had a little, like just one more layer of complexity or one more layer of story to them. And I think you could do that quite simply with a deck of cards or maybe a couple tables to roll on, maybe a couple of, some of the rooms on the tiles maybe have special rules. So it would be very easy, I think, to add something like that to the game, and that might be something I do. Because like I said, I do like this game, and it's just missing a little bit, just a little thing that could make me absolutely love it, I think. Now, it is kind of funny that I say that I don't love it when I do have Black Plague, and I bought all of the art boxes of the expansions with the heroes. So I've got just a ton, a big old fat stack of hero cards for that game. But it's a really fun game. It's simple, it's fun. One thing I really do love about it is the art, and the minis are just fantastic. I've only painted 3 of the minis that I got for the original Black Plague. These are from one of the artist expansions, and I haven't painted. I mean, there's so much that you get with the game that I haven't painted everything, and I doubt I ever will. But I really loved these minis here. If I can get camera to focus on. Let's move this out of the way here. A little better. All right, there we go. So I did paint these 3 because I loved how big and chunky these guys were. And these were kind of like the 3 guys that I painted right when I got back into painting after about a 20-year break from painting. I painted a lot in the 90s, and I didn't paint at all until Black Plague came out. And these guys really inspired me to get back into painting. I love painting. I love painting minis. I'm just really slow at it, so I don't do it a lot because it gets kind of frustrating. I like everything except for her face. I was really having a hard time with this model's face, and I kept overworking it, and it kept getting worse and worse. But anyways, so those are 3. Wanted to show off those a little bit. I like those guys. But let's take a look at these expansions here. So the first one is Friends and Foes. So Friends and Foes comes with Friends and Foes. It comes with some infected zombies. So these guys are like the green orc guys, kind of in Black and Green Horde, from what I understand. It comes with some familiars. Looks like some kind of like eagle, dog, and cat or wolf type guys for the heroes to find and use. or the survivors, and then it comes with 4 more survivors. Like, I really needed more survivors. But this is a pretty cool to see. For decades, orcs and men used to cross the border to fight each other for food, vengeance, or just for fun. Over time, both groups got used to it. Anyone born in this rainy region grew to be a natural-born fighter. Then the zombie plague came across the land, sweeping aside armies, townfolk, and the border itself. So this Friend of Foes is an expansion for Zombicide Black Plague and Zombicide Green Horde. Meet new friends and learn new tricks as you hunt zombies with 4 new survivors and 19 new equipment cards, including 6 magic familiars. Test your firepower against the Tainted Walkers, led by a Tainted Abomination. That's what it is, tainted, not infected. Throughout 10 new quests in wild territories. You can even use the 5 new tiles to create your own epic adventures. All components are fully compatible with the medieval fantasy Zombicide range. So I had no idea these had even come out, and I'm really glad. I was just kind of looking around on Amazon one day, and I saw that they were out, and I thought they looked really interesting, and so I'm very happy I picked them up. One thing I like I said before is I love the art in Zombicide. It's got such a cool style to it. So here you have your book with the new rules. Some of it says, these are rules lifted straight from the Green Horde. So you get the rules for the Tainted Walkers, and then you also get new some of the Green Horde tiles with the hedges and the water. So you get the rules for that. You get a whole new targeting priority with all of these. All of the different actors, so Survivor, Dragons, Murder of Crows, Swarm of Rats, Walker, any kind, Fatty, Abominations, Runner, Zombie Wolves, and Necromancers. And then you get some missions that look pretty cool. So there are 4 missions for if you have Black Plague, and then there are 6 missions for if you have Green Horde. And I'm pretty sure with both of these expansions, you could just use all of the missions if you just have Black Plague and these 2 expansions. All right, so then you get the big tiles. And of course, they're all double-sided. So one idea I would have would be like this tile here. You could call this tile 24, and it's 24R, so it's already labeled. So you could just have like a little rule for this tile. Like if this tile was in a scenario, you could say, okay, so 24R, if you reach this pool, you heal 1 health, or something like that. Or if you walk into this hall here, you roll on a random table and something happens. Just a little thing that would add a little more variety to the map, and utilizing the map for more than just squares, utilizing the art to help create the story. I like it when games do that. Too many games just have these really nice tiles with cool art, but the art doesn't actually mean anything in the game except for walls, like what's this guy doing here? Like maybe this room has a special story where you walk into here and you read a little thing about what happened to this guy, and then you can interact with the environment in some kind of way. And that would be really easy, a really easy thing to add. So maybe one day in all of my free time with all my other hobbies, I'll get around to doing that. But anyway, so here are the 4. We've got 4 new survivors here. Doran, some kind of wizard guy. Cabral, big warrior. Caitlin, looks like some kind of roguish female. And Solveig, another warrior woman. Again, great art, really evocative, lots of drama and action in the art. I like that a lot. One thing Zombicide definitely needs is more vault items, and I was really disappointed that this expansion didn't come with any new vault items, because the vault items are the special weapons, and I just really think there needs to be more. But this does come with a nice selection of regular items that you can add to your deck. So there's like the familiars, so you can call this Magical Wolf, some regular swords, some bows, some maces, a plague mask. I like that. That's very thematic. A couple new spells. There's Gog, Magog, Seth, a winged cat, Vanadis, and another wolf. So nice little collection of item cards. And then you get your zombie cards here for your, so you have the Horde. So the Horde rules were added in Green Horde, or Green Plague. I forgot the name of it. What is it? Green Horde, yeah. And then they were also included in this expansion. So Taint the Horde, Horde. And then you have Enter the Horde. So that's when as you build up the Horde, when you draw this card, any zombie that's in the Horde comes flooding onto the board. So I like that rule because the funnest thing about Zombicide is when shit starts going really bad and when the board just gets completely flooded with zombies and you have to just fly by the seat of your pants. So I haven't taken the tape off yet, so I'm just going to leave the minis in here. But there's your Tainted Abomination. There's your 4 warriors, your 4 new survivors. So pretty cool. The box definitely seems way too big for what you get. There's a lot of empty space depth-wise, so these 2 expansions could definitely be combined and will be combined into the same box. All right, so that was 1, Friends and Foes. And then the second one here, No Rest for the Wicked, is just a bunch of foes. And God, that cover is great. Really cool color. I love the color. So this says, brace yourself for the darkest foes in the Zombicide universe. Born of black magic, swarms of zombie rats and ghostly spectral walkers fall upon the land. The evil legion is led by Night itself, flying on the wings of a huge necromantic dragon. The beasties should be careful, though, as your survivor team found a new toy to play with, a ballista. Watch out. So in this game, you get rats, you get spectral warriors, you get a dragon, and then it adds the ballista rules. So again, some of the rules in Green Horde are now added. Oh, it looks like these came undone. I had already opened up this one. So you have some rubble cards. So this giant dragon can destroy some of the terrain. That's always fun. And you can have an instant lose, actually, where if the dragon comes on and destroys a building where there is an objective, that's game over. I don't think I would play that way. I think I would play that it gets moved, it gets knocked over. The objective would get moved according to the some of the different rules. The dragon itself has these cards, these vulnerability cards. And these tell you what kind of weapons can hurt the dragon. For instance, this one says, the necromantic dragon is vulnerable to the ballista and melee weapons. Another one would say, this necromantic dragon is vulnerable to the ballista and combat spells. And then you get a bunch of zombie cards. I'm not quite sure how to set up my deck now that I have all of these different, I have like every single kind of enemy, I think. So we're going to have to kind of do some creative deck construction just to make sure that the deck doesn't get too washed out with too many options to where you never get to see like the dragon or something. So you get some dragon cards, you get some spectral walkers, and you get some swarm of rats. And then you get your information card, your weapon card here for the ballista. So nice little stack of cards. The Dragon Mini, of course, is the showstopper from this expansion. And I mean, yeah, cool mini or not, best pre-constructed models in the business, bar none. Well, that's not true. Journey, the Wrath of Demons actually might give Cool Mini or Not run for the money. We'll take a look at that game sometime. But this is a great mini. I've never painted anything this big before, so I might try it. Just to give you a size example. I'm sure people have already seen this, but there's a little. And these guys come on and they just sit in the center zone of each tile, and they move from tile to tile, destroying tiles and throwing up zombies. Like, he's full of zombies, and his vomit, he just vomits zombies on top of the survivors. That's pretty cool. And then you have these rat hordes here. Got a bunch of those. The Spectral Warriors. So these guys can only be hurt by combat spells, I think it is. And then finally we have the Ballista, which the Ballista is kind of like a super weapon, and it's one of the only things that can really destroy the dragon, and it destroys everything in its path. So yeah, I think these two expansions are going to add a lot of fun. We're actually going to play this tomorrow and get my group together. It has been a while since I've played. It's been, I think, over a year since I've played Zombicide. All right, let's take a look at the book real quick. I don't know if it really has that much interesting stuff in here, but some cool art. So you get your rules for the dragon and your rules for the Ballista, the Spectral Walkers, and the Swarm of Rats. So, all right, well, that's it. Thanks for watching the video. If you guys have any cool deck combinations, including all of like the NPC zombies, the dead what are the archers, the Deadeye Walkers, I think they're called. Let me know if you have any cool deck combinations that might be fun to try. So, all right, guys, well, hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.